Good morning and welcome to Unit 5 of the Positive Mindset series. And today we're going to be exploring the realm of imagination because imagination is such a potent tool that is not discussed often enough in our writings about what a mindset is. My dog is here snacking on her fetch ball. Let me see if I can get her to stop because it makes a nice rattling sound that we don't want to have on the video. All right, so imagination. So remember when you were a kid and you could imagine dragons, or you could imagine fairies, or you could imagine that your best friend was with you, or you could imagine that you were going to go to Disney World or something like that. There are all these ways in which imagination is like a thread between us and our desires and our dreams of a world that's broader than what we know. And of course, the imagination can also cause us to believe there are spooky things under our bed or in our closets, or that absent loved ones don't love us, or that we will lose our jobs, or whatever. I mean, we can take the imagination in some not so positive ways too. So how do we harness the imagination in a way that is good for us and good for the world? One of the most important ways we can use the imagination is inwardly. I've spoken to you a bit about meditation, and at the end of this unit, we will have a light meditation where I'll explain to you about what that means. But if you close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath, check in with yourself. What do I notice about where I'm at right now? Yeah. And then can you, in your mind's eye, visualize a little ray of light dropping down from above your head, straight through the center of your body, like a liquid pole that holds you upright and activates a kind of flow of light through the center of your system. This is a very positive way to use the imagination because what we focus on grows. And using light to neutralize our personal responses to events and themes and issues and challenges we face is one of the most potent medicines and energies available on the planet today. Anything that you struggle with, you can invoke the light and pour it through the situation, and it will improve. Now, there are specific ways to do that, which I won't outline here, but I wanted to just name that. I also want to give an example of another imaginative tool or example, which is imagining that the sun is shining right into your heart, or imagining that you have like a hologram of your loved one in your heart. And you carry them, and the sun, your loved one, can radiate inside your heart and just fill you up with that sense of warmth and vitality and connection that's so nourishing to the being. And remember, I mentioned that we have a brain inside the heart. So whatever we put in the heart in terms of our focalization grows and affects our mindset, yeah? So put things into your heart, into your lived experience of the way you attend to the world in a way that brings light and liveliness to the situation, yeah? So you can bring light to your own situation, but you can also use light or imagine light on a situation. So let's say that you're in the middle of a Mexican standoff with someone, or let's say you're going to visit the Holocaust Museum, or you're going to visit one of the old camps where they kept the Holocaust prisoners. You can envision light infusing the whole place before you go, just pouring light, warm, loving light into the place before you go. It doesn't mean you won't have aversive experiences, because we must look unflinchingly, as Freud said, at life, but sending light to a place that seems devoid or a scar of where humans have expressed their darkness is a really important way to use your imagination. A third way you can use your imagination really positively is to envision a relationship between you and the planets of our solar system. Each planet is like a big vitamin. It's like a big energy generator of a certain quality. And so you can harness Venus, you can harness Mars, you can harness Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto and Neptune and Uranus. They're all energies. And, you know, of course, if you've ever looked into astrology, you might know that each planet is associated with a certain sign in the zodiac. And so at different times in the year, it's appropriate to focus on those things. It is said often that the reason some of our most revered spiritual figures had stars in their halos is because a particular form of imagining, meditation, where you focalize in each appropriate month on the different planets, creates a living, lighted galaxy or solar system around your head, your corona, your crown. Yeah, so that's a pretty wild way of using your imagination. Can you imagine in a regular way that you will meet and master all that life throws at you? Can you imagine that you have a love so deep that you can offer so much to the world? Can you imagine that you have a relationship with the divine, whatever that means to you? If you have a faith or if you have a mindfulness practice, you know, can you go to the place that's most sacred for you? These are all beautiful ways to use your imagination. Now, in our miniature video, I'll give you a little exercise and include a meditation for you to consider. But these are just a few examples of ways in which you can connect with your imagination and harness the mind to optimize your health, your well-being, your attitude, and also the potentials of yourself and others. How cool is that?